A proclamation of the Pierce County Council and Executive designating Sunday, December 21st, 2025 as Homeless Persons Memorial Day in Pierce County, Washington. Whereas December 21st, the first day of winter and the longest night of the year, has been recognized across the nation as Homeless Persons Memorial Day since 1990, serving as a day to remember those who have died while experiencing homelessness. And whereas homelessness continues to be a critical issue in Pierce County, where individuals experiencing homelessness are more vulnerable to adverse health outcomes, violence, and preventable deaths, highlighting the urgent need for compassion, housing solutions, and access to critical support services. And whereas the National Healthcare for the Homeless Council, in partnership with the National Coalition for the Homeless and the National Consumer Advisory Board, promotes Homeless Persons Memorial Day as an opportunity to honor those who have lost their lives and to reaffirm a commitment to ending homelessness in our communities. Whereas Pierce County recognizes the tireless efforts of local organizations, advocates, community members who provide support, outreach, and hope to those experiencing homelessness. And whereas Homeless Persons Memorial Day reminds us that every person deserves to live with dignity and security, and it calls us to action to address the systemic issues contributing to homelessness. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed on this 16th day of December 2025 by the Pierce County Council and Executive that Sunday, December 21st, 2025 is Homeless Persons Memorial Day in Pierce County, Washington. And community members are encouraged to honor the lives lost, recognize the individuals experiencing homelessness, and create a community where everyone has a place to call home in ways that they can. Thank you.
Thank you. Chaplain?
Well, thank you for the proclamation. We all work very hard to try and bring hope to the homeless. And one of the ways that we do that is when they die is to honor those that have died with the homeless memorials. This one is going to be on December 22nd, on Monday night at Shiloh Baptist Church at 6 p.m., where we will honor those that have died while homeless. I passed out a position paper. We are no longer just people that want help. We are now advocating we need to change the policy of the state of Washington. The state of Washington has no information as far as the homeless people that have died in the last year. I have an email from their Department of Health saying such. So the state of Washington has no care about who died or when they died or how many. And I'm going to give you a projected number. 3,425 died this year in the state of Washington that were homeless, and no one knew it. So on the position paper, the last page, we ask you to make a phone call. We ask you to make a phone call to Curtis Steinauer from the county, Washington County, oh, it's a long name, Washington County of, he's an advocate, and he says he can put together a study session for the legislature. And that's one of the things that we've been looking to do, is to get to somebody who can actually change the policy. We can't keep pressing on people, our county Department of Health and our medical examiners. We've pushed them. We've pushed them really hard, and they are restricted from doing what they need to do, and some want to do, by the state of Washington. So this is why we need to go to the legislature. And I know in the past, it's all been real nice and everything. Now we want you to put your boots on. Let's go get something done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, if you want posters, I've got posters. Pass them out to you.
Good afternoon, and thank you for the opportunity to speak here. My name is Delcy Whited, and I am the Homeless Outreach Program Manager for Key Peninsula Community Services. I work with individuals experiencing homelessness in the rural areas of Key Peninsula and Gig Harbor, where people are often faced with significant personal challenges while living far from resources and public visibility. Homeless Persons Memorial Day is difficult because it asks us to pause and acknowledge the lives lost. These are not abstract numbers or statistics. They are people with names, histories, relationships, and values. Their lives mattered. Many of the individuals we're honoring did not die because they were homeless. They died because they lacked the protections that stable housing provides, including warmth, safety, hygiene, and the ability to rest without fear. These are basic needs that too many in our community are without. In outreach, we build meaningful relationships with people. We celebrate small wins and major victories. We also worry when we can't connect with people and others don't know where they've gone. And when we learn that someone has died, those losses stay with us. Not only do they stay with us, but they stay with the family members and friends who are oftentimes quietly grieving without any console. December 21st is the longest night of the year and a fitting day for remembrance. It reminds us that winter presents serious and life-threatening risks for people without shelter, life-threatening risks for people without shelter, and that inaction can cost lives. It also reminds us that the light returns, that change through action is possible, and that the choices we make as a community have real impact. Homelessness is not a personal failure, but a community responsibility. And this proclamation is meaningful because it states publicly and officially that these lives are worth remembering, and it also acknowledges the dedicated work of local organizations, advocates, and community members who show up every day to provide support, connection, and hope. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Rob Huff. I am the facilitator of the weekly meetings of the Tacoma-Pierce County Coalition to End Homelessness. Thank you for this proclamation for today. I hope that we can see a number of you attend the event on Monday night on the 22nd. And I hope that we can all work together over the next year to make sure that there are actually fewer people to honor at next year's ceremony than we know there will be this year. But thank you.
Thank you. I will look to my colleagues to see if anyone has comments. Vice Chair Herrera.
Thank you, Chair. I appreciate you guys coming every year. I think I've been here about 3 years, and I think it's been every year. And I always speak on it because it's something that's real sensitive to me. And you know, this council is constantly looking for solutions for homeless. But today we're talking about the ones that have passed on the street. I mean, like right now, we're looking outside that it's dark already. It's 3:20, right? In the winter times, you know, we have long winters. It's colder at night, you know, and there's someone out there alone somewhere. What's touching about this is that you talked about dignity, how important that is. And, you know, some of us have learned that working with either as a volunteer or working in that space of that, it doesn't matter how they got there, being homeless, but there's a human story behind the nickname or the name that they go by on the street. And if you hang around a little bit, sometimes you'll learn that human side of the person who's out there that you see every day. So I think it is fitting to recognize the human side of homelessness, no matter how they got there, right? And just with that, I think it's just touching. It's important. This county. You think that maybe the state of Washington doesn't care, but this county does. We go out there and try to find them and see what their needs are and at the point in time count and everything else. But I appreciate the work out there. But I just wanted to say a couple names that are personal to me that who somehow lost their life on the street, either through street hazards, through violence, exposure, or just whatever, or just, being sick out in the cold like tonight. I'd like to say the name of Old Man Darrell, Mama Bear, Champ, Chief, and Mr. Williams. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you for sharing.
May I
Councilmember,
add one? Skywalker.
thank you. Councilmember Ayala?
Thank you, Chair. First and foremost, just want to say thank you for all you do. It is a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of emotion. It is a lot that is seen day after day, month after month, and year after year. Do want to know appreciation for the call to action and the call to mobilize. It's very important for us to do that, and also in reflecting over the last year and being part of the URA's governance group, also coming through opportunities for us as Pierce County that we can activate some change, whether that is working closely with our medical examiner to ensure that whenever results of that come out, that we note who is experiencing homelessness, that we work with our hospitals so that we can note if there is a greater story there, to really honor those individuals that have passed away and have an accurate impact of what our community is facing. So I look forward to working with whoever is interested in doing that, and looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you. Not seeing any other comments, so I will just conclude before I invite you to come take a photo with gratitude for making sure that we pause, literally say their names out loud so that there is a moment where their name is said and valued and remembered. I know every time I go to one of these, whether I stream them online, which is an option, or I'm there in person, I'm always looking for former students, and it makes me sad, and I've found one that I know of. It was heartbreaking, but it is what it is, and I had a chance to mourn them and reflect on the failure of how they got there. So we will thank you